Morning, kindergarten class. It's Thursday, and I thought it'd be a good day to talk to you about the moon a little bit. Hope you're doing well. I looked for the moon last night and I couldn't find it. I hope it was just because it was rising a little later, which the moon does. All right, so let's quick look at our moon calendar. All right. You can see that we have a new moon coming up next. Is it Wednesday, the 22nd? And it's also Earth Day. We have been, this week, after the full moon, we've been waning, and the light is on the left. And so we hit the last quarter phase, and you get your nice half moon with the light on the left because it's waning. And Thursday and Friday, we are having a waning crescent. And it's going to be a crescent all the way until it hits the new moon. It's just going to get smaller and smaller sliver of light, and then you won't see it at all for a day or two. And then we'll start back to waxing, and it starts with a crescent. It's kind of interesting with the phases. It starts with a crescent, waxing, and it ends with a waning crescent. If you want to see the whole month, I colored in my most of my moons up until Saturday, I think, the 18th. So we're doing a lot of waning crescents for this week. Last Friday, it was Good Friday, when we remember Jesus hanging on the cross and dying for us. And I always think it's going to rain or snow or sleet or hail on Good Friday. Just some sadness, some dark clouds to remember that he was on the cross. And sure enough, while I was out videotaping, it hailed on me. Tiny, tiny little pieces. And so I thought, let's maybe read about the clouds. And this week we'll just start with half the book, and then we'll go to the other half. And the hail is in the second half of the book. But we'll start out by reading a little bit about the clouds. This is the book I'm reading, Clouds. And the author is Anne Rockwell, and it's illustrated by Frene Lesac, maybe? So let's begin. Look up at the sky. Do you see white or gray shapes moving across it? Those are clouds. It's a picture of a kite. They look like they're having some fun. And then some flashlights. So let's read what's happening in the kite picture. Most clouds are too far away to feel. You can only look at them. Now let's read about what's happening in the flashlight picture. But there is one kind of cloud you can feel standing on the ground. That is fog. Fog is a cloud on the ground. It is the lowest kind of cloud. That's a beautiful picture. The illustrator did a great job. They're gardening. See some cows. Do you see the apple trees? Maybe some other types of trees. They drew them each a little different. Maybe you can guess what the other types are. You can learn a lot from looking at clouds. The shape of clouds and whether they are dark or bright can tell you how high they are and what kind of weather they will bring. All clouds are made of water and particles of dust, too small to see. So, what's in a cloud? particles of water and achoo! That's right, dust. Dust particles that we can't even see. The highest clouds are way up here in this picture. And then there's like a medium height cloud and the low clouds. They're going to talk about the high clouds first. The highest clouds are 6 to 9 kilometers up in the sky. That is 3 or 4 miles high. It's so cold up there that all the water in those clouds, you're right, it freezes and becomes tiny crystals of ice. There are 3 kinds of clouds high up in the atmosphere. There are cirrus clouds, cirrostratus clouds, and cirrocumulus clouds. The beginning of a cloud's name tells how high up it is, and the next part tells what shape it is. So whenever they say cirrus, that means it's the highest type of clouds. Everybody say cirrus. Cirrus. And I made a copy of that page, so every now and again I'll point to it so that you can see again what we're talking about. And here's some kids in a rowboat. And they're going to be talking about some different clouds on the farm there. Cirrus clouds are hardly there. They look like wispy white feathers trailing across blue sky. They mean sunny weather with no rain. They are far apart and let the sun shine on the earth. So up here, far apart and wispy. Cirrus. Sometimes I'll call them horsetail or feathers. Cirrostratus clouds can cover the whole sky. They tell us that it may rain or snow in 12 to 24 hours. Stratus means clouds that are flat and spread out like a blanket. All right, so here we are. So that's the they're saying that's cirrostratus. And it looks like a blanket. There's another kind that looks lower in the sky that's like a blanket too. But this one is a little bit puffy and gray. I guess you better watch for that if you want snow. If you're praying for snow, you want to look for that kind of sky. Here we go. Look at these puffies. All right. And this is small puffy white clouds scattered across the entire sky are cirrocumulus clouds. Cumulus means that a cloud is rounded instead of flat, and cirrocumulus clouds can mean it's going to get colder. So you see the wind blowing. Let's see if I can get the kids' pictures in there. It's going to start to get colder. That's a lot of little clouds. And on this, you have the wispy ones, you got the layered ones, and then you have a lot of little dotty kind of clouds. Not big puffy ones. This is little ones up high. Going to get colder. Clouds in the middle layer of Earth's atmosphere are 2 to 6 kilometers or 1 to 4 miles up in the sky. There are 2 kinds. And they are telling us there's altostratus and I think cumulus. Yeah. Stratus would be a layered cloud and cumulus would have some puffiness to it. But they're a little bit bigger than the real high ones. That mean it's going to get colder. Then it says many altostratus and altocumulus clouds are part water and part ice. So these clouds in the middle can be part water and part ice. Because they're not as high up, it's not quite as cold. Only some of the water freezes in these middle clouds because the atmosphere closer to Earth is warmer. There we go. There's the next page. Let's see. Swimming. A barbecue. Some nice trees. I bet the kindergarten class could draw some trees like that. And look at those clouds. Let's find out about those clouds. The altostratus clouds are gray, blue, and streaky, and they cover the sky, and they tell you it could rain that night or the next day. So they're streaky, they're not super close, and it might rain that night or the next day. Now the altocumulus, or puffy. Altocumulus clouds look like ocean waves. Puffy, white, and gray. If you see them on a hot, humid day, a thunderstorm will probably come. So these are hot, white, puffy, gray. Hot day, possibly a thunderstorm. And see how close they are together? Now we're going to just talk about the low clouds, and then I'm going to stop there. Here's our picture again. We just talked about these two types of clouds. And now we're going to go to the ones that are closest to us. One's down here. Low clouds are only 3.2 kilometers or 2 miles above the Earth, and they are called cumulus, stratus, stratocumulus, nimbostratus, and cumulonimbus clouds. Cumulus clouds look like white fluffs of cotton, and they may pile up high, like mountains in the sky, and they are most often seen on bright sunny days. So here's a cumulus, right here. Wait a minute. Here. Puffy. They look like shapes, too. Try and name them. Say it looks like an ice cream cone. And they are most often seen on bright sunny days. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Stratus clouds. You can't hardly even see this cloud in the picture, but they're low and layered. And they're usually gray. And you think it's going to rain, but they usually mean rain, but not much. Now, here we go. They're on bicycles going down the hill. And these are kind of puffy and layered. And they are called stratocumulus. Layering means the stratus part, cumulus is the puffy part. Stratocumulus clouds are gray and look like a row of fuzzy lumps hanging low in the sky. Rain doesn't fall from those clouds, so even though they're a little gray, rain doesn't come from those puffy ones. And I'm going to stop there, and we'll read about more clouds and even how hail is formed on another day. All right? God bless you, and I hope to talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.